Hello guys and welcome to my YouTube channel GenX Coding. In the last video I showed you how to create a simple calculator in Python using Visual Studio Code. Today I will be showing you how to create a unit converter calculator in Python. So let's get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is import time, and then I'm going to define options that the user has. I will create a blank variable called option. Now I will define the options menu. Now I will define option as a global variable. Now I will print the first option, which is kilometers to miles. The second option is miles to kilometers. And after this, I'm also going to add a line space. Now I'm going to ask the user for their option or quit. Now, in between the second choice and option variable, I'm going to put a time.sleep for 0.5 seconds. So after that, I'm going to define kilometers to miles function. Now I will ask the user for the distance in kilometers. Now I will create a while loop, and it will run while kilometers does not equal an integer and a float. Then I will try to convert the distance in kilometers to a float. And if I get a value error, then I will print invalid. After printing the statement, I will ask them to enter the distance in kilometers again. So I'm just going to copy the statement again and just paste it below this statement. Now I will convert kilometers to miles by dividing the kilometers by 1.609. Then I will add time.sleep for 0.5 seconds. Now I will print the conversion. And then also add a line space. Then again, I'm going to add a time.sleep, but this time for 2 seconds. After that, I'm going to define miles to kilometers. So now I will copy paste the kilometers to miles function and change some things around so that we don't have to write the code again. So I will make this miles to kilometers, change this to miles, and change this to miles, and we will change this to miles too, and same thing over here. Again, miles. Now we will delete this statement all again and write kilometers equals miles times 1.609. Then we will change this to miles, this to miles, this to kilometers, and this to kilometers. So basically change wherever there was kilometers, write miles, and wherever there was miles, write kilometers. Now, when we define kilometers to miles functions, we have to make sure that we indent this so it runs in the function. And do the same with miles to kilometers functions. So now we have to print the options menu to start the program. So we're just going to call the function. So now I will evaluate the options. So we will create a while loop which will run if option dot lowercase does not equal the word quit. So the user does not type quit. So if the option equals 1, then I will do the kilometers to miles functions. Elif, if the option equals 2, then I will run the miles to kilometers function. Else, I will create a while loop which will run if option dot lower does not equal the word quit. Then I will print invalid and also add a line space. After that, I will do a time.sleep for 0.25 seconds. Then outside the else statement, I will print the options menu by calling the function so that the user can choose a valid option from the menu. So after that, I will create an if statement which will run if option dot lowercase equals the word quit. So I will print goodbye. So now if I run the code by clicking on this green triangle, it shows kilometers to miles and miles to kilometers. So I will pick the first option, kilometers to miles. Then it asks us to enter a distance in kilometers. So I'll just put a random number and it converts it to miles and then it repeats again. So this time I will pick the option number 2. So miles to kilometers. Again, it asks a distance in miles. So again, I will put a random number and it converts it to kilometers. So now if I type option number 1 and type something random for the distance, it will say invalid and ask the distance again. So now I will give a distance and it will convert it. Now we will do the same to check if the miles one is working. So I'll do 2, then I'll type something random and it says invalid, enter a valid number. So now we will enter a valid number. Now let's check if it quits. So I'll type quit and it says goodbye. So the program is fully working. Perfect. So that's how you create a unit converter calculator in Python using Visual Studio Code. Be sure to check out my next video as well, which will be coming very soon. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Gen X Coding.